Hi everybody, welcome to Amy Nolte Music. Did you happen to see the short video that I uploaded to a few different places the other day where I talked about this progression that goes major chord, minor chord, major chord, minor chord, major chord, minor chord, major chord, minor chord, and I asked you if you had ever heard a progression that does that? A couple people said that they had heard Changes by David Bowie in that. And they're not wrong. There's a tiny section that does do that kind of thing. Hats off to that master David Bowie. Then there was a second video that I posted where I actually took the challenge of just taking this, logical but strange sounding kind of progression that I thought I kind of made up. I mean, it's not so strange to go major, minor, and to ascend through chromatic keys, but I just couldn't think of anybody who had done it before, and so I thought I would take this challenge and try to write a song myself over those changes. And I wrote this. Some people said that this part sounded like Twin Peaks. Then it repeats. Like that. And it's not a bad melody, like maybe even good enough to record at some point. Who knows? Maybe I will. But somebody wrote to me on Instagram and said, "You didn't make this up, Amy. In fact, there are several music theorists, David Lewin, Brian Heyer, Richard Cohen, Henry Klumpenhauer. I've never heard of them before. I'm not a crazy musicology nerd. I don't know. I kind of am, but I hadn't gone this deep. Apparently, these theorists came up with something called the Neo-Reimannian theory. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And apparently, what I've done here is something that they've already explored. It's called the S or the slide. And it says that the relation exchanges two triads that share a third. So say C major and C sharp minor share this third, right? If you'd like to study it more, you can just go to the Wikipedia page. I'll link it below. But it was cool to me to know that other people have thought about this before. Of course they have. I mean, there's only 12 notes. Probably everybody's thought of everything. But what it did was it made me think about how I compose a melody if I have this difficult set of parameters in front of me. The first thing I did was to take a G major. I played two notes in it, and then I went to the note that's in common with the A flat minor chord. Then I decided to stay in that key, but also to enter the realm of A Lydian. Right? Here's an A major. Here's the Lydian note, the sharp 4. Now the reason that worked was because that Lydian note wasn't Lydian in the key of A flat minor. It was the 5, but it is the sharp 4 in the next major triad, so it worked. Now, did I like consciously say to myself, "Oh, Amy, you need to go into a Lydian mode here because it's the shared 5th with the previous minor"? No, I didn't. What I did was I came up with a motif. It's a group of notes with a direction and a purpose. And it's one of my favorite things. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I love a good motif. And in all honesty, I probably got this from an old love song I know that goes, what a difference you made in my life. That's what it reminds me of. I want to say that's Ronnie Millsap. That's probably where it came from. But because of the construct I had, because of this rule that I had to follow this chord progression, it changed the motif that I thought of. And then I thought of this little echo because it sounded pretty. But then I know I've got to go to B flat minor. And what do you do with a good motif? You repeat it. So I play the third of B flat minor, and I do the same thing. But now I'm starting on a minor chord. Before I started on a major chord, I was in G, and I had to go ba da 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 da, and this repeated third happened on the minor chord. But here, I'm starting in B flat minor, so this repeated note needs to also fit in B major, and it turns out that it's the 9. And I did stop to think to myself, what is that note? Well, it's the third in the minor chord, and it's the 9 in the major chord. But I thought, where can I go from here that also will sound beautiful with C minor? So, in the key of B, C sharp and D sharp happen to be in the key, right? It's just the 9 and the 3. But I made it Lydian here at the end. So this note is the Lydian note in B major. And what is this note in C minor? Because I have to keep it in order to be true to the motif. Da 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 ba da. This next note has to be the same. It's the 4th in C minor, which is one of my very favorite notes over a minor chord. How about that? I just kind of got lucky, and then I did another echo in 6th because I had done it before. Isn't that nice? Sometimes all you need in order to start a beautiful motif or the beginnings of a melody that you're creating is just a tiny bit of structure. I do go over this in my Nebula course about how to create motifs. I'll talk more about that at the end. But one of my ideas in that course that I teach is that all you have to do in order to come up with a motif is to decide on a chord tone to start on. So I want to make it really simple. I can either start on 1, 3, or 5. So I just picked the G. And then you make something that you think is beautiful. You decide whether to play at the beginning or whether to rest. And I decided to rest for 3 beats. Now, I knew I had to shoot for a chord tone of the next chord. Just a straight, easy chord tone. This is the 3rd. And by the time I got there, it came to me. The next part of it just came to me. And it's probably because I knew that Ronnie Millsap song. And then I could use a combination of my ears and the music theory and logic that I know from years of studying it. I could use a combination of both of those things to try to make something beautiful. I thought, what if I could do the same thing here in real time with you, but in the reverse order? Because somebody did say that, I forget what they said in a comment, I should do it in the reverse order, or most people do this in the reverse order. I haven't even touched it. I haven't even sat down to play it and see what it would sound like if I descended chromatically instead of ascended. So I'm saving it for right now. I'm going to do it with you. We're going to use this rule of choosing a chord tone, choosing a next chord tone, and a shape that will tie the two things together and see if my ears carry me the rest of the way. Just to start a little higher, because I know I'm going to be descending. Why don't I start in E flat? And I suppose I'll start with a major chord. I haven't thought of it yet, but I need to go to minor next, so D minor would be next. That doesn't sound so crazy, actually. And then D flat major. It doesn't sound crazy at all. Maybe this is what the comment meant. Maybe they meant that people do this all the time, because that doesn't sound crazy. Because we've got this E flat, and then everything just seems to sound natural. And then we've got this common tone. And the voice leading is super nice. Seems like it would be easy to write a melody over this. E flat major. Going to D minor. So I am going to do this in real time. I've got a pen, I've got some manuscript paper. One thing I don't know is how long the E flat chord's going to last. So I'm just going to choose a chord tone. Arbitrarily, I'm choosing the 5th. I don't know why, I just picked between 1, 3, and 5. And I'm just going to listen to those 2 chords. It's very sad. I'm going to listen to the next one too. Yeah. Now, a logical place to go would be the A for the D minor. That's the first thing my ear told me to do. So that would make it a pickup. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a little bit like my other melody. Maybe a little bit too much like it. It's pretty, because I think I could do. Oh no. Somehow it's crazy, but it sounds a lot like the other part of my song, this part. It sounds like that part, doesn't it? Maybe that was still in my ears. Okay, so that's okay. I descended in my melody. Maybe I'm gonna try ascending so that I sound like something new. That's kind of nice. There's all kinds of things at my disposal here, but I don't have one that I like yet. I'm going to start on the 3rd. That's not bad. I don't mind it. And it does do the 11 on the minor chord. There's my motif. I like it. I'm going to jot it down really quickly. And I guess it means that this E flat lasts for 2 bars, and so does the D minor. Now I have to go to D flat. This is a common tone. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep the motif. Can you hear what it should do? I think it needs to be Lydian. I have to go to C minor. That makes sense. Now, it's a little like the other song. How about that? And I also had to use Lydian. Isn't that interesting? Now I need to do something completely different because I think I've used up that motif. I could use it again, but let's try something else. Now, in my course about motifs, I say that when you want to do something different, a really good idea is to take where you've been and skip away from it. So I'm going to think about, I've been here, this was my last note, my next chord needs to be B major. So what if I were to skip up an octave? Oh, I like that. I'm gonna go back in context. that just came to mind. Next chord has to be B flat minor. Can I use the same note? My ears want to go back to this D sharp. Now it would be an E flat, and it would be the 11 on the B flat minor. Oh, I think it was the right call. I don't think that's bad at all. That's pretty good. I'm going to write it down. Whole thing? Go fast. Here we go. Now I have to do the same thing. Ba 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 ba. I can't exactly hear it because, like I said, this chord progression is not familiar to me. Okay, but I'm ending here. Turns out that this flatted seventh becomes the major seventh of A major. I could see if I could skip up the octave. Stay in the key of A, do the same motif. Lydian, it just seems right to me. Now I'm going to A flat minor. Maybe I need to rest. That's not bad. From here. What did I do? Yeah, I'm gonna write it down. All right, so I've got ba da 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 I feel like I need to go low and do it again, but with different degrees of the chord. So before I went on the third of the major chord. I've got another major chord coming up. So that means don't do B, because it's going to be G major. But I feel like I need to jump down lower. So G's coming up. Would the D work? No, I don't like it. Context? What's in common? That's the only note in common. B is the only note. Like any other note, except maybe C sharp. Let's try the Lydian. Sorry, my brain's probably going faster than I'm explaining. So, if we were here, A flat minor. Okay, what if I did D flat? Because it's the 4 or the 11 on the A flat minor, but it's gonna be Lydian in G major. I haven't done such a bold Lydian leap yet. We'll see, and it is a leap. I don't know, it's pretty heavy. It's pretty though, isn't it? Let's do it. I changed it a little bit as I was writing. Now I'm gonna go back and get context. Whole thing. feel like that's the end. Oh, it is the end. I ended at E minor. You guys, we're back. We're back to E flat major. That's exactly where we started. That's not a bad song. Hold on, let me write it. Yeah, I think we've got our new song. And it's very surprising to me that it sounds so much like the old song that ascended. This one. And being able to critically think thoughtfully, creatively about chords and harmony, it's so important if you want to become some kind of a full musician, like the kind of musician who lives to play beautiful music. You've probably already started on this journey of your own because you've been watching this video up to this point. But if you feel like there are any gaps in your understanding, the only real way that I know to put you on this track is to have you start the way that I started and to tell you about harmony. And the way that I've learned about harmony, I've thoroughly set up a way for you to do it too in an online course that I've produced through the Nebula platform. And it's a 2-part course, and it's about 2 hours long, and it's called Everything I Know About Chords. Part 1, Part 2. And in this class, I walk you through music theory slowly and with purpose, giving you opportunities as you sit at your instrument, could be piano, could be guitar, could be saxophone, to practice everything I'm going over. And even if you've never heard of a major chord or a minor chord before, you'll be able to understand everything because I take you right from the beginning and I take you just about as far as I can take you. Everything I Know About Chords, Part 1 and Part 2, that's just one of the classes that I've created on Nebula. I already mentioned my How to Create Meaningful Motif course. This is one that I worked a really long time to develop, and I'm super proud of it. I have another one about the blues that I shot with my friend Adam Neely, and I have 4 in-depth interviews with amazing jazz pianists where we go into great detail about how they think when they make musical choices. I learn a ton from them every time. I've interviewed Larry Goldings, Dennis Ham of Thundercat, Jackie Terrison, and Jacob Mann. This series is under the Classes tab in Nebula, and it's known as Quarter Notes with Amy. Nebula is also the place where I put my videos first. You can always see them several days before you'll be able to see them on YouTube, and I can put bonus videos and extended cut videos on Nebula that you will never see on YouTube because it's a place for going deeper. I can go really in depth and show you musical examples from recordings in ways that I never could on YouTube because of how difficult it is to avoid the freaking copyright strikes there. Joining Nebula won't just get you access to all of my extra videos, it'll also get you access to bonus content from many other music creators that you already know, like Mary Spender, Adam Neely, 12 Tone Music, Charles Cornell, and it's a platform with no ads ever. There's nothing to let you know how many times a video has been viewed or liked or commented on because those things don't matter on Nebula. It's a place to learn about the world around you. And you can do that across the entire platform as you explore videos about a variety of subjects. Breathtaking original videos from Nebula. Subjects ranging from film, current events, history, culture, and even some that are just plain fun, like the original series, Jet Lag the Series, where hilarious friends race across the globe and complete challenges and make me laugh my butt off every time. Signing up for Nebula is easy if you use my code. It's only $36 for the entire year, which is less than 1 cup of coffee per month. $3 per month, it's a really low price to get everything that you get with Nebula. And also, one really cool perk is that you can now access guest passes so that if you watch a video that you think is absolutely amazing and your friend doesn't have Nebula, you can share it with your friend. Check out all of the different levels of sharing that are available to you. I'd love to be able to help you to fill in these gaps, progress faster on your musical path than maybe you ever have before. I really think it's possible, and I think that you can take topics like we've been discussing today, this amazing chord progression, and dive deeper into harmony and melody. I'd like to be able to help you facilitate that. Thank you so much for hanging out and doing it with me today, and I will see you next time on Amy Nolte Music.